Claire from the Planning Guide. Today, as your guide, I'm going to take you through some budget planning that I've done. I want to share it with you around how to have a less expensive holiday when you're in Disneyland Paris. Specifically in this video, we're going to cover food. Food can be really expensive. It's not just a Disney thing, it's any theme park or holiday thing. And sometimes on our holidays, there's other things that we would rather spend our money on than food. You might have already had some holidays where you've done the big table restaurants and you're not into that this time, you want to do something different, or you want to pack your day with rides and attractions instead of restaurants, then this video and plan is for you. We're going to get into some real detail about where to go, what to have, and how much it costs. And as we go, I'm going to compare it against the most cheapest thing alternative that I could find so that you can see where you can make your savings. So let's plan together as we talk budgets and food for Disneyland Paris. Okay. First things first, we've got to understand our terminology when we're talking about food around Disney. Now, pre-COVID-19, I would have advised you not to be even booking a Disney holiday unless you were getting an offer for at least free half board, if not full board. The days of those offers has really sadly gone. There is no sign of Disney bringing them back, so I'm not going to advise you to hold out, or you may not go for a very, very long time. The only people going on holidays with the free meal packages will be people who booked pre-COVID and have had that deal honoured by Disney, but that number is getting fewer and fewer, so you will rarely find that. There are paid for meal plan options, so you can often add it on, or if you've gone with a different travel agent and they're suggesting to you that it's a free add-on, I would suggest to you have a look at that full booking, because Disney aren't doing that offer, so the travel agent didn't get it from them. So where else have they made up their money? So just be really careful with meal plans. Now, meal plans in themselves can be great if you know you're going to be you want 2 table service meals a day, then fine, it might work out for you. But I would say this is where your research is really important. Having a look at the menus, which are all available on the Disneyland Paris app, and working out what you might have. And does that come to the same value as the meal planner? A lot of times it doesn't now. So please have a look. So as we go, I'll compare that. The next terminology I'm going to use is quick service. So quick service is also known as counter service, where you're going somewhere and you're going up to a counter, ordering your food, they give it to you on a tray, you take it to a table yourself. That's quick service. Then you have snack stands as well. They are all over Disney. There is nowhere to sit. You'll just be going up, ordering a snack, taking it away. You can always find other places to sit though, and I will point some of those out as we go on this journey together. But there are other places to eat. You don't have to eat in Disneyland itself, in the parks, and you can take food in with you. You are allowed to do that. So a couple of those options I will be mentioning as well, and I'll point out if something is in a park or if it isn't. So let's get going. So let's talk options, something like breakfast. I'm happy to keep really light, quick, ideally on the go. I want to be on my way to the park before opening, not stood in the queue at McDonald's or Starbucks or back in the hotel. But those are options as well. They just don't make my list for this topic. So breakfast, I advise taking things with you. I'm talking cereal bars, individually wrapped pastries, or porridge pots that you can use back in your room. Remember, you can ask your hotel for a kettle if there isn't one in your room. Just call down and they'll bring one to you. So if we say for 3 people for 4 nights, that's going to cost you at the most about £6 for breakfast if you bring it yourself, instead of the £3.50 per day per person, which is your next cheapest option, which would be McDonald's, or the hotel breakfast cost of £20 per adult per day and £13 per child per day. For drinks, I would suggest the small juice bottles in concentrate and filling up your water bottles that you've brought with you. And for hot drink, if you're staying at a Disney hotel, remember you get 1 drink per person per night from the hotel vending machines, or like I said, get a kettle in your room and bring some stuff with you. Now, there isn't a fridge unless you've paid for a superior style room that might have one, so you need to keep that in mind if you're thinking about milk. So if we have a look at a comparison of an average length stay, talking 2 adults, 1 child, we've already saved £206 just by bringing our own breakfast. And trust me, you've saved a lot of time in the morning. That £200, or euros I should say, apologies, could be for a really nice table service meal if you wanted one, or straight on souvenirs. I know that's what I'd be doing. Okay, so let's talk about lunch. Again, a lighter meal here is probably a good option, as there's still so many things going on during the day that you're going to want to get to. And I really like to eat in different lands just to get a different feel depending on where I am. So the options I've given you are spread out right across the park. So for day 1, you might want to go to Hakuna Matata, which is at the top of Adventureland. The theming is grey. It's really Lion King. The kids' meals here are a good size, and they're actually perfect for adults for a lunch. It's also not your standard burger and chips theme park kids meal food. Think chicken and rice or sausages and veg. This is €9 per meal, and you get a drink as well. Now with the kids' meals, you get a choice of milk or a bottle of water. If you're okay with that, then brilliant, great, well done. I know my little one would probably look at me like, I'm in Disney, you've given me a bottle of water, that's not fun. So if you want to jazz it up a bit, you can take that concentrated squash and just squirt some in, or you can take the straws with you that have milkshake powder in for a little bit of fun with the milk drink, turning it into your very own milkshake. Now for your second day, you could leave just a few minutes earlier from your hotel and swing by the bakery in the train station. This is just before going to the park, so it's really not out your way. Now, I wouldn't advise coming out of the parks at lunchtime to get it and going back in, because you're adding so much time and walking distance, and you're going in and out of security and the queues for the tickets as well. I would suggest getting something like the full baguette for an adult and a half size for the child. So that is $5.50 for a full baguette and $3.50 for the children's version. For the next day, I would go to Fion del Oro restaurant, which is the front of Big Thunder in Frontierland. Here you can get paprika fries. They're €4 each. I would say a portion per person, as they're not the biggest portions, but they are super tasty and make a great lunch. Let's move into dinners now. So for day 1, I would suggest Bella Notte in Fantasyland. It's right by Small World. Lots of options in here that you could go for, but if I'm going for my absolute budget option, go for the kids pasta bowl by itself. This is €5 and you can get it in a tomato sauce or a cheese sauce. So it's kind of like a macaroni and cheese, but just not as small in the pasta shapes. Good thing about Bella Notte, it's right near a good spot for the parade route, so you could either have it just before or just after, but just be warned, after the parade, Bella Notte does get busy. For the next day, you might find yourself in Disneyland Studios. You might want to head to Onkeloos, which is in the first area. It's the main hangar, and on your right, this is where you would find this option. Now, the kids' meal in here, again, is €9. It is a simple burger and chips. However, if I'm going to have a burger at Disney, this is where I'm going to have it. In my opinion, they're the nicest in here. There's also plenty of seating. For the next day, if I was in the parks and I was in Frontierland, I would go to Cowboy Cookout. I would get the Sheriff's Barbecue menu, which is option number 4. It's the most expensive option, but stay with me. It comes with the 3 meat options that they do in all the menus 1 to 3, but this comes all together with 1 portion of chips. So I think that makes it really easy to share, and you can just order 1 more portion of chips. So if you ordered menu number 4 and 1 more portion of chips, that's going to cost you €21. When you're up at the counter, just ask for 1 more tray so that you can easily share it around. They honestly don't mind. It's just a bit of cardboard to them, so you're not costing them too much extra. For the next day, if you're heading home and it's going to be that you're going to be on the train or heading to the airport, you might want to go back to that bakery and get some baguettes or pastries to take with you. Okay, let's talk snack options. There is so much choice at Disney for snacks now. They're really upped their game in recent years. However, I'm telling you about the absolute best value ones in my opinion. So you could consider their hot chocolate a snack. I know I do because it's so yummy and delicious. It's also only €3.30. So for 3 people, you're only looking at €10. You could also go for a pain au chocolat from Cable Cut Bakery, which are €2 each. And again, you're in Paris. These are gonna be nice, trust me. I also don't think you can go to Disney without having either a Mickey waffle or a Star Wars waffle. Now, these are changeable. They are not there all the time. My top tip on this one, if the bakeries have run out, go to the Cool Station. Often that's where they have the Star Wars ones, and they're about €7 to €8. So let's do a bit of a comparison around everything we've looked at together. You could be saving €454 if you go with my suggestions. Let's have a look at that. So my total for those days for 3 people came to €196. That included all the snacks for the day as well. If you wanted to do quick service for all 3 meals and have 1 snack, you'd be looking at €542. If you wanted quick service for 2 meals and 1 buffet sit down, which is your cheapest option of sit down, you're going to be looking at €602. If you're looking for a quick service lunch, but you want a table service, something like Captain Jack's, you're looking at a bit more, €650. So the difference between my suggestions to you and the quick service lunch with 1 sit down is €454. So if you're looking to save, this is where I would say you can make a really good. So there you have it, all my tips for keeping your budget for food as low as you possibly can. I hope that's helped you plan and realize that Disney doesn't have to be an absolute fortune on some of the extras that you need to be thinking about. The last thing I would say to you about food is remember, while you're away on holiday, think about what you normally budget for your food at home and take that away from your cost for Disney. So if you normally spend £50 a week on food, and I've just said to you, you're going to spend 200 in total, take 50 away from it, 150, that is your real budget. I hope this video has been helpful for you and you have a lovely Disneyland Paris holiday. If you like the video, please give me that thumbs up. If you want to see me eat all these foods, I'm going to be doing it in just a couple of weeks, showing you them and some of the details around how you get them. I'll link that for you. See you real soon.